Sammy can't quite do it. Annihilator. That is it. That is.
What do we want to talk about?
I am him. I am him. Hey, it's the Red Carpet Reign featuring TBK the Turnbuckle King. Got another good one for you guys today. Talking about the most recent PLE of WWE, which is the King and Queen of the Ring. Now, we know the event has came and gone, but I want to touch about the mistakes at King and Queen of the Ring. What went wrong with King and Queen of the Ring? And we're going to talk about the particular namesake matches of Gunther becoming King of the Ring and also Nia becoming Queen of the Ring. But first, we'll talk about Nia becoming Queen of the Ring. Now, we know, as I predicted, that Nia Jax was going to win the Queen of the Ring because she's been so dominant since her return back in September. But I want to say it was something strange during her match with Lyra Valkyria, because we know both of them had a finals match. We know there was Lyra to Nia. It came out of those two. Thing about it is, Lyra did her spot right before Nia did the senton. She tried to lift Nia, and we knew that just was not believable as she carried her. We know Nia, her wrestling archetype is not the type to be a powerhouse. That's more of the Bianca Belairs, the Jade Cargills. We can add Rhea Ripley in the name, and Piper Niven as well. So those type of names, and of course Nia Jax herself, those are the type that we would expect to lift larger or heavier wrestlers with some strength, muscle, or power. Lyra Valkyria was not one of those wrestlers that can do that. So that was an issue I saw wrong with the Queen of the Ring. It came down to the finish. The match was solid all the way to that point. If you guys remember this.
Sammy can't quite do it. Annihilator. That is it. That is.
Yeah, so if you see that Lyra was trying to lift her, it was so obvious that Lyra could not lift Nia Jax. It was a problem for her. She was struggling. She couldn't even get her a little bit. And it came down to Nia coming down on her and getting 1, 2, 3. And some people thought that Nia even landed on her looked awkward. And if it's so, it was because of originally how Lyra Valkyria could not lift Nia Jax. Other than that, it was a solid, very solid match between the two. But we know ultimately that Nia Jax will become Queen of the Ring. But the way she just came down was, strange. And that's because Lyra knows she didn't have the power. So I don't know why Lyra even tried to attempt that move. That was a little botched there. That's my opinion on that one. But no, there was no way that Lyra could get Nia up and slam her. She must have just saw the recent match of Bianca Belair versus Nia Jax on a recent episode of SmackDown, which the semifinals, where she could lift Nia. But it makes sense for Bianca. That's her archetype. She's a powerhouse. She's the EST. Lyra, you're not that. I watched Lyra NXT. She didn't do it to none of her other opponents. She tried to lift like that. So I knew that doing that to Nia was not going to happen at all, to say the least. So that's one issue I saw with the King and Queen of the Ring, which was Nia being lifted awkwardly or attempt to by Lyra Valkyria. Now, the next match we're going to talk about is Gunther, and we're talking about Gunther versus Randy Orton of the King of the Ring finals. Now, we know that Gunther won the King of the Ring. We know it came down to Randy Orton and Gunther at the event. The thing about it is, this was a good match between these two as well, similar to Queen of the Ring. Thing about it is, Gunther was chopping Randy Orton. Randy Orton was uppercutting him. It was good back and forth, and they played off the good knee leg with Randy Orton. thing about it is it came down to, again, the finish. The finish was the key. And it was Randy Orton, of course, when people tell on social media that Randy Orton's shoulders was not up. If you guys remember this particular part in the match.
Back to the back knee, and now, go!
So Randy's shoulder was not all the way up. That was heavily acknowledged during the match. And on social media, they're saying that how Gunther win it. They're saying that Gunther, they go far as saying Gunther even has a tainted victory of being king of the ring. So with that being said, since they're saying that about Gunther, they're thinking that it's going to be a rematch. And Triple H, they interviewed him, and they interviewed him during the whole thing, and they talked about how there will be another rematch of Gunther versus Randy Orton. So Triple H heard the fans, and he spoke on it. So let's see a little clip. Let's see what Triple H, I think he said something similar to this.
I certainly want to see that again. I think Randy Orton deserves to have another shot at that.
So Triple H believes that we will yet again, even though we just had this PLE in Saudi Arabia, we're going to yet see again Randy Orton versus Gunther for the King of the Ring. He said too that he feel that Gunther's going to want that rematch as well as Randy Orton. He don't want no asterisk next to his name, and he wants to prove without shadow of a doubt he deserves to be King of the Ring. Thing about it is, I have no problem with Triple H saying that, but the thing is, why not change the decision before the referee made Gunther King of the Ring? Before it was made final, why Triple H couldn't come out during the middle of the event saying, hey, the shoulder was not up, let's restart the match, or his shoulder was up, we're going to have this rematch at a later date. Why didn't it go down that way? Why would you announce a rematch of Gunther versus Randy Orton for the King of the Ring crown? That doesn't make any sense to me, but to each his own. I don't know when that's going to be. That's not been announced as of yet, but at the end of the day, it don't make no sense. Both scenarios don't make no sense of Nia, Gunther, or Nia. The matches, the finish didn't make sense. Nia wasn't as bad as Gunther, but still. Because we gotta remember, I think the reason these scenarios didn't make sense of why the finish the way it was, it's a result of having, as I said this before and I'll say it again, back-to-back PLEs. We just had Backlash 3 weeks ago. It was a great event. May 4th, and you look down, May 25th, King and Queen of the Ring. And coincidentally, another 3 weeks from now, we have Clash at the Castle. So when you have back-to-back PLEs like that, when you do that, things are going to get rushed, and it's not going to be done organically. So that's something WWE needs to learn, and I hope they get better with that. But I get it. They have sponsors. They have ads. They have advertisements, stuff, deadlines to meet with a lot of contracts. So I get that. But other than that, guys, that's all I have regarding what went wrong with King and Queen of the Ring, the mistakes at King and Queen of the Ring. You guys let me know what do you think of these scenarios. 2 videos will pop up. WWE King and Queen of the Ring final predictions. Next video, WWE SummerSlam 2 nights in Minneapolis in 2026. Until then, it is OUT.